Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday the 22nd of July. I'm having a lazy Sunday morning. I've just been lounging around in bed. I'm still in my pajamas. And I've just been lounging around watching YouTube videos. And what popped up in my recommended was a young girl called ClickForTaz. I've seen a few of her videos before. Some of them are pretty funny. I find her quite entertaining. But one of her videos that popped up today in my recommended feeds was one entitled, "I'm Really Not Okay." It was from January 2017, so it's not current. And I was kind of wondering whether I was going to vlog or not today, whether I was going to do anything. I kind of thought I'd have just a lazy day, and on lazy days there's not much interesting to film. And then I watched this video by Taz, and I felt just completely compelled to do this video because I wanted to send a thank you to Taz, ClickForTaz, and to no doubt the hundreds and thousands of other people like her that do these very honest and very raw and very real videos about mental health. Because when I was younger, I'm in my early 30s now, but when I was younger, I was in my late teens, early 20s, I had mental health issues as well. I went through these episodes of depression and I felt very alone when I was going through it. YouTube wasn't around back then. I remember the day the internet came to our house, for God's sakes. There just wasn't these kind of social media forums where you could hear from other people and realise that you aren't alone. When I was having my mental health issue, my overwhelming feeling about it was that I was alone and I was the only one that seemed to be struggling. I only really met one person throughout my whole sort of mental health problems that had been through what I was going through. And that, to be honest, was only because my mum happened to have a friend whose son had gone through depression a couple of years before, and she set up this kind of weird meeting where him and I walked round a park and talked about it. And it was quite a pivotal moment for me in that I finally realised that I wasn't the only one who couldn't cope, and there were other people out there that were going through and had gone through what I went through. And that's one of the amazing, powerful things about YouTube, is that people don't need to feel alone anymore. And it's one of the reasons why I'm starting doing this channel. As a slightly older person, I feel that I've got these life experiences, and I think that there's value in me sharing them with you guys. A lot of YouTubers do seem to be just that little bit younger. They all seem to be perhaps in their early 20s as opposed to their early 30s like I am. And I hope perhaps that my extra sort of 10-15 years on some of you viewers will help you realise and see that for especially things like mental health, there really is light at the end of the tunnel. I haven't had a mental health sort of issue since I was in my early 20s. As you get that little bit older, life, it plateaus a little bit. You get much more resilient. It's like anything. If you practice things and you do things more often, you get better at it. And so the older you get, the easier these kind of things become. You understand your own mental health issues better. You have better coping strategies that you've perfected over the years. You realise what works to make you feel better and what doesn't. It just becomes easier to take control. I know now that if I'm starting to feel even just a little bit down, and I'm starting to feel a little bit hollow and thinking, oh, why am I feeling, there's no reason why I should be feeling like this, I know what to do. I know I've got to get exercise. I've got to force myself to spend a day outside, go walking by the sea. On occasions, you and I, we have a table tennis table, and for some weird reason, pushing all the furniture back in the lounge, getting the table tennis table up, blasting some music and spending a day just goofing about, playing table tennis. It can make such a difference for me, and that's my coping strategy. And I've learnt that over time, and you will learn yours as well. I also want to make it really clear, especially to some of you younger people out there is no shame in mental health, and there is no shame in seeking help. Each time I had a depressive episode, I sought medication. I went to the doctor, and from my experience, I really recommend that. I just threw myself into the doctor's experience. He gave me this course of tablets. I took them, and for me personally, within 2 or 3 days of starting these tablets each time, it was like a miracle cure. And I suddenly started to feel myself again. And I finished the course of tablets on that occasion, and that was that. And then a few years later it came back, and I did the same thing. And now I haven't required medication, you know, since my early 20s. But again, because I have these coping strategies. But I just wanted to say to you guys how important it is to seek help, and seek the help that you need. You know, what was right for me might not be right for you, and if you're really young in your late teens, you won't know what's right for you yet. So try different things. Try medication from the doctors. Try talking to people. And I know talking to people can be really hard, so maybe try and find someone who's been through it, so you won't feel like such a weirdo. If people haven't had mental health issues before, it's hard for them to understand what it's like. You only really understand if you've been there. So try and find someone that's maybe just that little bit older, a few years ahead of you, that's been through it and come out the other side. You know, and if you can't find anyone, I'm here. Send me a message. I've been there. I'm out the other side. Just don't be ashamed. There is no shame in any of it. Just a huge thank you to people like ClickForTaz and all the other thousands of people out there for sharing their experiences. I'm so glad that no young person need go through mental health issues thinking that they're the only ones. I realise now that that wasn't the case, but there just wasn't these forums. There wasn't places you could go to find out that other people were going through the same thing. And I just think YouTube is so great for that. No matter what it is you're going through, no matter what your likes, your dislikes, you're always going to find someone else out there that is just like you. And I love that about YouTube, and that's why I want to start this channel. So talk to people, find someone. If you can't find someone, talk to me. I'm here. Enjoy your Sunday.